Well, welcome to Altitude Sports Radio 92.5's training camp recap. The final day that the Broncos are in front of the fans. They do have a walkthrough tomorrow before going to San Francisco. Meanwhile, your Rockies, Molina gave up 3 home runs in 1 inning. They were down like 7-1. Warming Bernabel just hit a RBI single. It is 7-4 against a really good Blue Jays team. So you get a little bit of both of it tonight. You get a summary of the Broncos, and you get a little bit of a watch along with the Rockies. So coming straight from the practice field at Valor High School's our own Mike Sanford, getting ready to rock and roll tonight. He's getting his tutty. You got to, the marketing is critically important. So we got to make sure the tutty's represented.
Well, we can't allow Bo Nix to be the only person in the state of Colorado that has shameless marketing plugs. So here I am.
I was getting hit up because I ripped on it earlier today, and I'll get to your opinion in a second, like I care. But my guy T-Bone, who I've actually known for years, kind of disappointing to hear how you're off-putting about how a 10-minute video, Bo Nix, just weird. Let the kid be the kid. He's not telling you about life. He's formulating what he knows within his football field. The weird thing is how many times into a microphone you've said how you think how hot you think his wife is.
You never said that.
I've never said that.
Never.
Vibes with you. He's proved he's a solid player, and he'll improve. He actually cares about football, not even anywhere close to Russ. Weird turn you took today. Nah. And then this guy here was like, hey, he's on the radio, dude. Don't give it too much thought. Thank you. His personality fits with bringing guys in because his takes are all over the place, but that's what makes it fun.
Is that talking about you or me?
I think it's talking about me, and I'll respectfully disagree. I can't sit there and be critical of Russ and, foolishness that I saw like out of Garrett Bowles and some other stupid hype videos, Coach. Would be unbelievably inconsistent if I were to be critical of those things. And just because I like Bo Nix and I loved the pick, if I see it kind of creeping in to sell T-shirts and hoodies, who would I be if I wasn't critical of the same things that I've been critical of in the past?
Well, the hard part,
I'm critical of.
The hard part is when you're the standard. The tough part about being the standard is that you always got to be the standard, right? And you set a standard. The standard that DMac set is athletes that are cheesy. They're cheesy. And so you can't just selectively say because you celebrated when the Broncos did exactly what you've been asking them to do for a decade, longer.
A decade.
Draft a quarterback in the top 15 picks of the draft. More than a decade, right, DMac? When was the last time the Broncos picked at 12
I know exactly when it started. It was because I did not have my philosophy in place when Tebow was drafted, nor Paxton Lynch, because I just didn't realize.
Where were those two guys drafted though? What pick?
First round, but in the 20s.
Different.
And
totally different.
Look at the history. Now I got you. Aaron Rodgers, Jordan Love, Dan Marino.
I know Lamar Jackson's not in the 20s, but for all intents and purposes, he's 31st,
hold on.
right?
It's different because only 3 quarterbacks have been drafted in the 30s. Only 3: Patrick Ramsey, Teddy Bridgewater, and Lamar Jackson. That's how unusual it is. And I actually really don't have a problem with that because I would rather a team, instead of drafting you in the second round like Drew Lock, where Vic Fangio didn't know that his birthday was on the same day as Teddy Bridgewater, you're not a priority. And the one thing that we'll talk about tonight is what an amazing priority Bo Nix is to Sean Payton. We'll get to that in a second. I know this might sound ridiculous to some people. What's the difference, DMac, between the 20s and the 30s? And you don't have to trust me, but there's a huge difference because it's so rare in the 30s and so much more common in the 20s. The teams, Coach, in the 30s are Super Bowl and AFC and NFC championship teams. And there's a difference between those teams and playoff teams that aren't quite there. Why the hell, if you're a playoff team, you somehow got to the playoffs, don't you have a quarterback? And what's your level of commitment to that quarterback if you wait until the 20s or trade back to the 20s? And it's not good. And only 2 teams have drafted a quarterback in the 20s 3 times. and that is the Cleveland Browns and your Denver Broncos. You want to take a shot and name all 6 quarterbacks? I'll give you a cookie if you can figure it out. It's a fun game. Can you name all 6?
No.
Can you name any of the 6?
Okay, give me the real quick, just the filter on the Excel spreadsheet.
Let me give you the Browns. Brandon Weeden, Johnny Manziel, Brady Quinn. Let me give you the Broncos. Tommy Maddox, Tim Tebow, Paxton Lynch.
Okay.
That's only happened with 2 teams 3 times. The Browns and the Broncos have done that 3 times. That's inexcusable. Most good teams would never consider this. Now, listen, man, it's a little dicey when you get to like 20, but are you in the playoffs or not? And this is the problem the Steelers have. When you're actually making the playoffs, but you have no shot to win, you're in a bad position to get a quarterback. And look what they're stuck with. Fat Aaron Rodgers. And, you know.
He does look a little hefty, doesn't he?
Well, that's the rip on going on him today, that he looks slow, that you could time him with the sundial, and it's just, bad right now there in Pittsburgh, and we'll see how it plays out. All right, listen, my quarterback philosophy kind of goes on and on and on and on. But at the end of the day, all I wanted the Broncos to do is move up, and of course you're going to love your quarterback. That's another fun one. People say, only draft your quarterback if you love him. Well, Mike, you can't choose when you suck. And if you don't have a quarterback...
Can you explain that? You can't choose when you suck.
You don't know. You're going to be in
a lot as a cliche, and it doesn't hit my brain.
Okay.
Because it's used as you refute the importance of evaluating who the actual quarterback is that you take in picks 1 through 15, we'll say, right? And you say that it doesn't, I've never heard you say it doesn't matter who the quarterback is, but I've heard you say you don't choose when you suck.
There was one year Kenny Pickett was the only quarterback taken, and he was taken like 15. Other than that, every single year, Coach, for the past decade, there's been 3 to 6 quarterbacks that are good enough or great.
We'll find out if there's one in this past season.
I'd make
feels like it's going to be a bad QB class
coming up. Well, maybe.
No, I'm sorry. The Broncos were highly fortunate that when they sucked, it was a incredibly wealthy draft of quarterbacks.
Well, they're saying great things about J.J. McCarthy in Minneapolis right now. Bo Nix is already a playoff quarterback, and Jaden Daniels is borderline.
He's in the MVP discussion.
Right. So, proven guys right now is 2 out of 6.
And then let's not forget, too, that in reality, I know it's my guy, but you spent $1 gazillion to get Kirk Cousins to Atlanta, and by the end of the year, you were left with no other choice because the locker room and team saw how good Michael Penix looks throwing the football. Yeah. And it was too hard, or you're going to lose the locker room. Quarterback or the head coach, Raheem Morris, is going to get fired.
Well, I'll give you a depressing stat with all this philosophy stuff. The hit rate for highly drafted quarterbacks is roughly 36%. So even using the right philosophy, which, by the way, the vast majority of NFL teams have done in the past 5 years. Just check it out. Most teams in the NFL have already abided by my philosophy. That being said, the hit rate still is 36%, but Mike, the longer you wait, the lower that percentage goes down. It does. It just sinks in the 2nd and 3rd round, and then it falls off the cliff 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th unsigned. It doesn't mean there's not a Brock Purdy every once in a while or the GOAT Tom Brady. It happens. There's exceptions to every single rule, but hoping that an exception is your strategy is a terrible strategy. That is horrible that's what you're hoping for. It's a reason why what the Browns have just done with Dylan Gabriel and Shadur Sanders makes no sense. Zero sense.
No, it's malpractice.
It's ridiculous.
You're shooting a gun at a barrel, right? You're shooting at a barrel of fish.
Well, who's a priority for you? You've got an owner saying, "Hey, Shadur wasn't my idea." Oh, that's great.
How in the world is Dylan Gabriel hurt with a hamstring? A rookie quarterback.
Great question. No clue.
Could you imagine just saying like last season, if Bo Nix day 10 of training camps, I'm out. I got a hamstring. Can you imagine what this town would have done?
It would have been outrageous, and conditioning was a high priority for Sean Payton. I love Lauren Lando. I do, and I think he'll do great at Notre Dame. I love Lauren. But there were too many soft tissue injuries for the Broncos. Yep. Enough that they've made a radical change in their training and approach to things.
Bo Lowry, who I've gotten to know a little bit, fantastic. Okay. Absolutely off the charts, phenomenal.
Yeah, and how about Glazer going in the weight room? I work out in every NFL weight room. This is the best one I've seen. About the Broncos weight room.
Yep.
Listen, the lack of soft tissue injuries in the last 2 years at this point is fantastic for the Broncos. All that being said, everybody can have their own philosophy based on whatever you need. And when I say you can't choose when you suck, Coach, there is no guarantee that you will be in a better spot next year than you are right now. And if you draft a quarterback and it sucks, it's awful, okay, rinse and repeat. Don't go chasing money. And that's what the Broncos did with Russell Wilson. They chased money, and it hurts worse. They would have been so far better off drafting Justin Fields instead of Surtain. He doesn't work out, but you know what? The next year, you probably can draft Sauce Gardner, or I don't know. There's other great, Patrick Surtain's like the 7th highest paid corner right now. Yeah. There's other good guys out there, despite how good he is. And the funny thing about corner, if you get a really good one, they ignore him. And it's like, all right, well, great. I guess, but he doesn't take away half the field. That's another thing I object to. You can run him just outside. You can run him out of bounds every play if you wanted to. You can match him up with your best guy if you want to, and you can isolate him. He doesn't take away half the field. He takes away, maybe if he's amazing, one player. You got other guys, as we've seen. So I think that's stupid. And just look at who gets paid what, Coach, in terms of the value of people. And you see the crazy disproportionate payment for quarterbacks towards the other positions. And that's what I mean by you can't choose when you suck. You learn to love the guy. It's better if you really do love him, but what are you going to do? Chase around Geno Smith? Start Joe Flacco? You know what I'm saying? Pay Russell Wilson? I can't believe what some of these things are doing.
There are a few outliers, correct? Like we would argue that, would you argue that the Minnesota Vikings acquisition of Kirk Cousins was a net positive for that franchise?
Is all right. And listen, don't get me wrong.
Mayfield for the Tampa Bay Bucks.
I gotcha. If you can find rehab Jared Goff, who still theoretically has a lot of years left.
That one falls into a bit of a different category because you kind of swapped talented quarterbacks that just needed a fresh start.
But basically, here's the bummer. As soon as one of those veteran guys is good, you got to pay him $60 million.
Yep.
You have this small window on a rookie quarterback's contract
where everybody else around him can get better.
Correct. So when people say to me, oh, would you rather have Justin Fields or Surtain? It's a moot point. One of the attributes of a quarterback of drafting him is you get his rookie contract.
Right.
I don't get that with Justin Fields anymore. So what's the point? So no, I'd rather have the defensive player of the year than a 5-year sort of middling, veteran quarterback. But I don't have a crystal ball, Coach. I can't look into it and predict what's going to happen in 4 or 5 years. You can't choose when you suck. It just is what it is. And you got to get a little lucky or you have to use certain metrics to be happy with the guy. And we'll get into that with Sean Payton here in a second, because his behavior right now, I think he's having too many lattes. But let's start with Bo Nix and let's break down his, I don't know why he does it. I don't know why he started a YouTube channel. He has 2 videos on it and 4,000 subscribers. Maybe I'm a little jealous, but I just didn't expect this from Bo Nix.
Is he still down to is he at 4,000 still, or has it climbed like crazy in the last 5 hours?
You know what? I'd have to look it up, but maybe I can look it up.
It made me feel decent about, some of our numbers, man. I was like, okay, all right, we're in the discussion.
My guess is Bo Nix here. I'll look it up while we talk here. My idea is he probably has more subscribers than we do right now.
It's already up to 6,200. He's up to 6,200. In his video already has the in between has 33,000 views already.
He's killing us.
We got no shot, man.
We got no shot. He's got more. He's got more.
It was pretty cool.
You thought, all right, well, let's look at some of it.
Something about this during the game. It was end of a game. It was kind of a tight game, and we kind of needed a drive. We needed to go score. And we were talking to each other, and I told him I may be a psychopath, but I love these kind of moments. I love when you don't have any other choice. You have to go down and score.
Who's he throwing the ball to here, Coach? Who just got that pass? Where's the receiver?
Hit that again.
Hit what again?
Good deal.
He's throwing the ball to nobody on the sideline. His dog's probably sitting over there.
What's that?
All right. Anyways, it just kind of goes on and on.
I'm having fun, man. I got my movie, movie theater candy. Keep going.
Sure. I got more.
My coach at Oregon, Coach Lanning, used to tell us it's all about the illusion of choice, to where people think they have a choice in life, but they really don't. There's no choice. You do it, or I guess you get left behind. So it doesn't matter if I want to be doing this or not.
Movie theater.
I'm doing it.
Bring your candy.
My high school told me hickory dickory dock. I almost ran up a clock. Yeah. Okay.
Riveting stuff. Really riveting stuff. Would you agree, Darren?
Listen, I didn't know why he did this, and then I clicked on his merch store. Apparently, there's 700 different items with Bo Nix. Now the Bo Leafs.
Who makes the clothes?
I don't know.
Is it Nike? Because he's a Nike athlete, I believe.
No idea.
Right?
No clue. I didn't see a Nike. I didn't see a Nike logo on anything.
I think he might be sponsored by Aloe, the clothes, which makes really nice, expensive, almost beyond Lululemon type of apparel.
Listen, my feelings on this are pretty obvious. I've been spouting off. Go ahead, Coach. Your vibe on all this stuff.
I honestly could care less, Darren. I could care freaking less. This type of stuff does not make me think any different about Bo Nix. What it makes me think is that he has a marketing team that is advising Bo to use his name, image, and likeness to seize the opportunity right now. Don't wait to see how it all pans out. Seize the opportunity today. Can you blame the guy?
To do what? To what opportunity?
To build a brand.
To build a brand. And I got to do something beyond just be a great quarterback to do that? I got to sell T-shirts and hoodies?
Tom Brady built a brand.
Okay.
Did he? Did he build a brand, Darren?
Yeah, not his second year. He wasn't even playing.
Do you think Peyton Manning had a brand?
Eventually.
From the jump.
From the jump.
I think he had a brand.
Okay. What was his brand from the jump?
Like the perfect Southern gentleman, just aw shucks guy next door.
All right. Whatever, man.
No,
you know what? I lose. And I don't even
sell a brand. And you know what? How is Peyton Manning's brand sold as it relates to opportunities on commercials, on television shows? He's sold a brand.
How's Bo Nix been in training? All right, fine. How's Bo Nix been in training camp this year?
He's been solid. Solid.
Okay.
Same as last year.
All right.
That's what I'd say.
That's not the reports I'm hearing every day, but okay.
I didn't think he was great in training camp last year, Darren.
All right.
I thought he was okay. I thought he was really good in the preseason games. That's where I saw it come to fruition. One Saturday scrimmage was fantastic from Bo last year. And then the two preseason games that he was featured prominently, I said that's an NFL starting quarterback. That's what I saw.
By the way.
I don't think Bo's distracted. All right. That's what I'm going to tell you right now.
Okay. All right.
Bo's
cool.
not distracted. His people might have taken one afternoon to film that, whatever you want to call it.
Because clearly he wasn't really practicing.
I think the video is called In Between because he was throwing the football in between an imaginary target and another imaginary target. Accurately throwing the football in between.
Wouldn't you love the reverse angle of that? Just see him throwing the football to absolutely nobody.
Just like it'd be great if it was like a mockumentary, kind of like Best in Show or Spinal Tap, where there's somebody filming him, and then the outtake of like, hey, was that a good one? Was that a good angle,
dude? This
showing the ball just land
dribbling.
just dribbling slowly to nobody at a random high school in Alabama. It's probably his dad's high school.
And then just, I got to work and I don't want to be here, but I got to do this box jump right now.
Yeah.
Okay. Listen, man, that's another one that loses me. Oh my God, a professional athlete works out. I can't believe it. Wow.
Yeah, I'm not. Here's the deal, man. I'm not worried about Bo Nix, the quarterback, because of that video or his merchandising. I think that's part. Bo Nix could very easily have just said no to the marketing and agency types that are asking him to put himself out there, because we all know that those marketing types, they feel like if you just let Bo Nix just be Robo and just kind of be all about just the preparation and stay in the background, those marketing people and those agencies, they look at it like we're gonna look bad because our guy isn't being marketed. We've done nothing. So I guarantee you, they worked really, really hard to pitch all of these different ideas, and I'm sure Bo said no to a bunch of them. And this one, for whatever reason, he said yes to. Does that make it any less cringy? No. Am I worried about Bo Nix, the quarterback of the Denver Broncos this season and next year and beyond because of that video and the merch? Not even kind of.
Right.
Not. Are you worried about it as a quarterback?
I've got a little Russell Wilson PTSD. To me, all you have to do is be a great quarterback. The rest will take care of itself. Selling hoodies with your bad logo, and it's a bad logo, in my opinion, to me means nothing. I love the fact that he has the Bo Leaf shirt and it all goes to ALS. Why not? Listen, I would be singing a different tune right now if on his website it says all sales of Bo Nix merchandise goes to benefit ALS. If that was the case, I'd be singing a different tune. I'd be like, hey, that's pretty cool. Like, that's a way to get your brand out and do something good. Other than that, it looks like, well, these 4 shirts are for ALS, and these 350 things are for, I don't know, to pay the rent at the mansion in Castle Pines. I have no idea. So, yeah, that's where I'm at with it.
Let me ask you this, Darren.
Yeah.
I mean, I know you just said, does he have to create some revenue stream to pay for an exorbitantly expensive house?
Well, the jacuzzi is not going to pay for itself.
What the hell are you and I doing right now?
We're trying to make a living.
Yeah.
We're making a living.
Yeah.
This is what we literally do to make a living. So you work like 9 different jobs. You work for Valor. You work for Altitude. You work for 9 News. You probably have a job mowing a lawn. You do this podcast. You do the Boise podcast. You still do that sort of stuff.
Bronco Nation News. Keep going.
You write. Right. So
I agreed to another year of Coach's Corner. Keep going.
Do you have a mail route? I don't know.
I do Uber Eats driver. I'll do that tonight from 10 p.m. until 3 a.m. Every stoner in Colorado that wants their Taco Bell now, I am here for you.
All right, let me start to give Sean Payton a hard time. We're brought to you by Ramos Law. Thank you, Ramos Law. Training camp recap coverage is powered by Ramos Law. They are the official injury law firm of Broncos country. You can find them at ramoslaw.com. This was weird. Diana Rossini with Chase Daniels.
He just reminds me of someone like in love. Like he has this like in love feeling way about him with this team.
Who does? John?
Yes.
Yeah.
He left me a voicemail this summer and he didn't even say like, hi, hello. All he said was, I love my Q.
Yeah. He's refreshed.
I love my Q, and then I hung up.
Dude, I'll be honest, man. And this could hurt me in my aspiring media career here. And Diana Rossini stinks. I can't. Like, her and Chase Daniel are so unbelievably obnoxious to me. And we all have preference, right?
Sure.
We all there's certain people that we really like. There's certain people we don't like, right? I'm not a big Pat McAfee guy. Sorry.
I'm not either, actually.
absolutely despised him on College Game Day. He ruined a show that I've been watching since I was 8 years old or however long it's been.
Yeah.
Until Nick Saban saved his ass by like the relationship between McAfee and Saban made McAfee a little bit more ingestible.
I find McAfee a one-trick pony who's not very funny. So
I agree. And it's just like the bro vibe kind of wears out on me. Can I get some good analysis, some good takes?
Not from him.
I know, but I want it.
Yeah, he's a shill too, which I lost.
What is a shill? I actually don't know what I mean.
A shill would be somebody that changes an opinion based on financial. Like the Aaron Rodgers thing. He was paying Rodgers to be a guest on him, so you weren't going to get an honest opinion. He was a shill for Aaron Rodgers because he was paying Rodgers to be on his show. And so
apparently some of the other people agree with me. I don't listen to them unless Sean or something with Denver is in it.
All right.
I like this one too. McAfee smokes weed before every show. He's a good bro.
All right, bro. You just do your bro show and be
Chase
happy.
Daniel and the other tiny girl.
Okay.
Are you a Kay Adams guy?
I am a Kay Adams guy.
I think she is, dude.
I am a huge Kay Adams fan. Totally
Kay
different.
Adams
is
brilliant. They're like absolutely brilliant.
First of all, she's incredibly intelligent, and I love her slightly flirtatious, but that's
her brilliance. She puts you at ease. She's
very good.
You know what she is, man? It's the tractor beam, sucks you right in. That's that.
Yeah.
And she gets everybody. You could have, it's like old, young, coach, player, GM, president, white, black, Hispanic. They all open up and just spew their guts to Kay Adams. And
She's
it makes
fantastic.
the most unbelievably hard-hitting media. She's awesome. And it's weird. She doesn't even have a job by any of the real big networks, right?
Not that I know of. I mean, she
does her own
NFL
deal
Network,
on like what, DraftKings or
one of them,
MGM or something. It's crazy.
Something like that. Yeah. And she and you know what? How about this? She's actually a super nice person too. I've had several really friendly, super nice, very considerate of everybody. Like, pretty cool.
Do you think she when she saw you walk by at Broncos training camp?
Yeah.
What do you think do you think she was going to throw out the vibe or?
Huh? No, I think I had a nice conversation with her when she was in the Broncos facility and she was bringing in donuts for everybody she was trying to interview from Lamar's, which was a nice gesture, or Voodoo Donuts, one of them. And she sat there and talked to the bunch of the idiot muggles like me and Andrew Mason and Jeff Legwald, like we were her best friends. That's what I think.
Big Cowherd guy.
I'm not a big. It's kind of funny because the next clip I have is from Cowherd's show.
Well, I was going to say that's if you ever want to know the true planting of narratives from Sean and company on the national scene, it's the Rossini, Chase Daniel crew.
Yeah.
And it's the Colin Cowherd.
Despite how you feel about Rossini, what about the fact that Sean's leaving her messages about how much he loves his quarterback and then hanging up?
That's the weirdest thing I've ever heard.
Like, what day of the week is it? What time is it? Like, why did he do that?
I'll be honest. Like, I've done that before with like another coach, like that I went through the process of evaluating a quarterback with, like whether it be somebody that I got into argument about a player at a previous stop, and we both I loved him, he thought he sucked, and then I got to training camp and I wouldn't call and leave a voicemail and hang up, but I would send a text and be like, yeah, you would have loved this guy, bro, just so you know.
Fine. But you know why I know that was a weird moment? Diana Rossini thinks it's a weird moment.
He just reminds me of someone like in love. Like he has this like in love feeling way about him with this team.
Who does? Sean?
Yes. He left me a voicemail this summer and he didn't even say like, hi, hello. All he said was, I love my Q.
Yeah. He's refreshed.
She thinks it's weird, coach. So
yeah, that's bordering on some inappropriateness in general. Just like, should she be reporting that?
I don't know.
Oh,
good point. That to me would be something left in confidence right there.
Yeah, because it's weird. We're talking about
it's so weird.
We're talking about it right now in Denver media, whether we're idiots and we have stupid little internet shows or not.
Yeah,
we're talking about it. That's awkward, weird, potentially. I would say inexplicably, like inappropriate. It just feels a little off.
Let me get to Seth Wickersham, who's an incredible journalist, and he was on Colin Cowherd's show. So there's a lot of things going on here today. All of a sudden, with very mediocre reports about what the Broncos are doing offensively in camp, all of a sudden, the
national narrative, man,
the hype with the Broncos is out of control. I mean, it's crazy what's going on. And here's Seth Wickersham on Colin Cowherd about how much Sean Payton loves Bo Nix.
So thank you, first of all. And I think that, like, anytime you're going to write about quarterbacks, you have to write about that age-old question, how do you know a pro quarterback when you see one? Is it possible to know? We always talk about how difficult it is, the difficulty in predicting college performance to NFL performance. And I sat down with Sean Payton, and this was in March of 2024. Everybody knew that the Broncos were in the market for a quarterback. And he looks me in the eye and he says, do you promise with every, shred of your integrity that you won't share this with anyone? And I said, sure. And it was, obviously don't share it before the draft. And he said, he opened a folder and there was all this data on the folder and Bo Nix was at the top of the list. And I was like, what is this? And Sean Payton had developed his own analytics formula to try to judge processing speed of college quarterbacks. And he started it back when he scouted Patrick Mahomes in 2017. And when he ran the 2024 quarterbacks through the formula, Bo Nix was by far the most efficient, and it wasn't even close. And Caleb Williams, by the way, was one of the last ones of the first round, of the guys who ended up going in the first round.
That makes total sense. That part about Caleb Williams, that's exactly what I saw. And even when I coached against Caleb Williams, when I took over as the interim head coach at CU, we played at the Coliseum. That was a good USC team. That was the USC team, not the one that Caleb Williams finished his career and won, 7 games and just mired in pure mediocrity. But I just felt, even with the CU team that clearly didn't have any Louis luggage, there was no Louis Vuitton luggage.
No.
We went to the Coliseum and played a team that was ranked in the top 5, top 10, Heisman Trophy front runner.
Yeah.
Ultimately won the Heisman Trophy that year. And we were at halftime. Our team, we're in the game. And I looked around and I'm like, this dude's playing with his food, man. This he's not a serious quarterback. I ended up walking down the entire 500 yards, it feels like, tunnel at the Coliseum with Caleb Williams and had a normal conversation with a guy, like we were just hanging out, kicking it in front of some food trucks at a brewery. Just kicking it. Good dude. Yeah. And Bo Nix is not that guy. I spent 3 hours with Bo Nix here at the camp.
Yeah.
There was no fraternizing about that. So I do see a lot of that, the seriousness of the position, seriousness of Bo Nix, the quarterback, even if he comes across as a little bit cringy with his new YouTube channel. Bo is exactly what Sean was looking for. A guy that's not going to make really bad decisions, a guy that's not going to take a bunch of sacks, and ultimately a player that's going to do things the way that Sean wants them done.
Do you like the formula that Sean Payton came up with which is attempts, sacks, fumbles, interceptions, and he actually doesn't use completion percentage in it, and then he mixes it up in a bag and comes up with an average?
So the low play rate, it's been used before. This is nothing that's new.
Okay.
Sean's going to love to try to say that he invented this, but
well, he's definitely taking credit for it in Wickersham's book, no doubt about it.
Yeah, but I mean, a bad play percentage rate. That's what it is. It's not that hard to take, and you take the amount of dropbacks, because attempts doesn't matter, because sacks, like for Shedeur Sanders, that attempt doesn't count, those 40 plus sacks. And that's why there's no way that Sean Payton would ever touch Shedeur Sanders with a 10-foot pull. No chance, because that bad play rate was very, very bad, solely because of the sacks. And don't tell, the narrative surrounding CU this past year and in the year before, don't tell NFL executives my O-line was bad. No, you held the ball too long. And you take bad plays, you take 20-yard sacks, that hurts your football team. When a quarter of the field goes the wrong way on one play, you don't win football games. And Sean Payton believes that. He knows that. That's why he hated Russ.
Right.
That's why he hated Russ, man.
Well, that makes more sense. So you like this metric or you don't?
No, I do. I think it's smart. It's smart.
So Bo Nix,
it's a great metric. It's this is gonna piss off some people, and I want you to jump in the comments here.
Okay.
The bad play percentage rate that Bo Nix was elite at, it tells you who's going to suck the least. But it's not going to tell you who's going to be the best. It's a great projector of the high floor.
Gotcha.
Tells you nothing about the ceiling.
And perhaps it's a good indicator or likelihood of a sophomore slump. And in
I don't think so.
Okay.
I don't think so.
All right. Well, my point is that it's less likely for Bo Nix because obviously.
Oh, I'm sorry. Yes. Oh no. I agree. I thought you were taking the other approach.
No. My point is the better your rate is as a rookie, the less likely you are to have a sophomore slump.
You're most likely going to see consistency of quarterback play.
Yeah, you're
intelligent quarterback play.
The simple way to sum it up, you're less likely to make mistakes and put your team in bad positions. Now, doesn't necessarily mean that every pass is going to be complete, but Russell Wilson would throw bad interceptions, take stupid sacks, and run around like a chicken with his head cut off.
Right.
Couldn't make a throw to his right, especially short passes for whatever reason. I mean, it's just bad. And Bo Nix isn't that. And listen, Bo Nix's average out of college was by far the best of the 6 quarterbacks. His average was 2.3. Don't forget, the lower the better. Whereas Caleb Williams was 17.5,
which is that's an abomination. That's an abomination.
This year in the NFL, I have all the numbers for every quarterback in the NFL for this analytic, this breakdown. Josh Allen, 4.6, number
one.
Good
number, man. It's a good number.
A nice way to prove your point. Doesn't necessarily mean winning. Derek Carr, number 2, 5.4.
Really?
Yes.
Yeah, because that's a Derek Carr. He's pretty good at not sucking.
Gives your team a chance. Bo Nix was 3rd at 6.1. Aiden O'Connell, 6.3. Your guy, Jordan Love, top 5 at 6.4.
Jordan Love was?
6.4 last year.
Dude, that's shocking because I felt like last season he had more bad plays than I saw in quite some time.
Lamar Jackson after that at 6.9, and then Mahomes at 7.5. So Bo Nix, according to this metric, was outstanding. Joe Burrow was, I got to count it up here a little bit. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15th at 9.4%. Tied with ahead of Brock Purdy. Who else you want?
Give me Baker Mayfield.
Baker Mayfield. Okay, Joe was 15, 16, 17, 18th, 19th, 20th, 10.6%.
And I would say that Baker Mayfield's like, believe it or not, this is going to sound stupid, but his big play ceiling as a quarterback is high.
Yeah.
But you can see he is a bit of a gunslinger. He's a bit of a loose cannon.
Yep.
He tries to will himself into big plays at times where he takes big sacks.
Well, I mean, 4th to last is Jameis Winston at 12.5%, and he had the ultimate inconsistent game against the Broncos, right?
Correct.
And Caleb Williams was just ahead of Jameis Winston. So Caleb Williams had a worse percentage than Spencer Rattler.
It was terrible.
It was terrible. Like, was so bad, it's hard to imagine he was an NFL quarterback. He was so bad when we watched him.
He'll end up having to play this year because Tyler Shuck is not going to go.
Well, I just think they're losing on purpose. I mean, losing on purpose. They'll try to win, but they're okay if they lose. You know, I think
the Arch Manning route.
I think that's or whoever. Yeah, maybe. You know, they're trying to, like, you can't choose when you suck. Well, the Saints have made a decision.
Archie was a Saint for almost all his career, wasn't he?
Yeah, in a horrible time for the Saints, and he was beaten to a pulp there. But, you know, Archie Manning was way more like Arch Manning because he used to run around and was pretty athletic.
Yep.
Eli and Peyton are statues, but their dad was very similar to what we see out of Arch Manning. And Texas, by the way, the preseason #1 overall team in the country. So no pressure there. All right, that's kind of where we're at here today. I don't know if you have any other comments about practice or you want to get into my take on all this. My take on all this is I think Sean is having too many lattes. I think the Broncos are smelling themselves a little bit. And I need to see
turned
something
dark
more.
in the last 24 hours, haven't you?
They made me. I mean, stop. You're in a book by Wickersham blabbing all about stuff. You're leaving late night message for Diane Rossini. You talk to every national guy in the book. You gloss over with Jay Glazer who came to town. I mean, you just can't help yourself. So, and Bo Nix is throwing out, selling hoodies and T-shirts. For what reason? His brand like that. Bad advice, Bo, in my opinion. So,
really, what Sean Payton, Nix,
Sean's like, Bo's going to be a top 4 quarterback in the next 2 years. This is one of the 7 best teams that I have ever coached that could win a Super Bowl. Coach, I think I got some evidence here. Like, what the fuck are we doing? Calm down, bro. I mean,
in the wise words of one of the great philosophers of the 20th century, Al Davis. My words of wisdom for Sean Payton, Bo Nix, the Denver Broncos, amongst the national media frenzy. Just win, baby. Just win.
I've said this before. I like this team.
Just win, baby.
We get it. Thank you to Ramos Law. Anything you want to say about practice of the day? I know we're 40 minutes into the show and we haven't really even talked about the practice.
The last 4 to 5 practices since the Wednesday that was, we were singing a bit of a different tune a week ago last Wednesday. Were we not?
It's like July 30th was great, and then it was like training camp's over. July 30th.
That's what it felt like here since July 30th, Darren. I've been to practice Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and yes, anybody taking attendance in the local media, I was there Saturday. I even stayed for the Muggle Scrum. Monday, Tuesday. So that's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Monday, Tuesday. 5 practices since then. I'll tell you who's the enemy of the Denver Broncos players right now. Gravity.
All right. Thank you.
Been standing around the last 5 days of practice. Just getting weighted down. Joints getting weighted down. 2 hours and 20-minute practices with very, very little energy, very, very little inertia, very, very little compete, but a lot of situational talk-throughs. Sean telling everybody exactly what's going on in every situation. And about 1/8 of the team listening. It's been wild, man.
He likes listening to himself, bro. I like him. I'm glad he's a coach. And you know how much I like Bo.
You know what's going to happen?
They're going to get embarrassed by another team at some point.
No, they're going to look really good in the preseason.
Okay. We'll see.
They're going to, it reminds me of last season, man. The offense is going to look sweet in the preseason.
In all honesty, I hope
is going to look sweet in the preseason.
I hope the Arizona Cardinals come here and throttle their ass on a Thursday practice, a joint practice. I hope they handle the Broncos. I want them to get a wake-up call because right now I think they're smelling themselves. And it's I don't like it. It's making me really uncomfortable, Coach. And I like this team. And you know how much I like Bo Nix. Like, I've been the Bo Nix guy here. The Bo Nix guy. All right, we got to get the hell out of here. What are we doing?
Why? Let me ask you this, DMac.
Why do we got to get out of here?
Why?
Well, we don't have to. I'm just watching the Rockies, too. And they're
Why would Sean do this?
Right. Because he is a great coach. But he also loves the sound of his own voice. And he loves being right. And he loves Sean-splaining everything to anybody. And likely he will hear about this back and forth.
He liked to Sean-splain to me that Zach Allen's really just a 3 technique. Even though you paid him a lot more than just a 3 technique.
All right, let's get the hell out of here, man.
$25.5 million for just a 3 technique.
Rockies are down 8-4 in the 9th inning to the Blue Jays. You think there's a comeback in them?
No.
I don't either. All right. Thank you to Ramos Law. Coacher, we're going to be on a little bit of a training camp recap hiatus.
I think it's probably going to be good for both of us because I think we've got a little negative here, especially you, man. Golly. Oh man. I had a great practice tonight, and I came to you being all grumpy pants about Sean Payton, Bo Nix, and cringiness, and the Denver Broncos and national media. You got me to hate Daniel or whatever her name is.
Rossini.
Yeah. Cheers.
All right. We'll see you next time, everybody. Bye.